Well, good afternoon from California to wherever you're watching. I'm a little early. This is going to be a quick one. Yesterday I was telling you that yesterday was going to be the last consecutive video, and then you wanted me to talk about on mindset, how to have a healthy mindset. And I'll just do a quick, oh, look at that. Dan Cohen from Fox. Hey, Dan. How you doing? Just wanted to talk about healthy mindset. If you wanted to get more content that is faith-based, please go to the ministry, lifewithoutlimbs.org. Go check out our Instagram and Facebook handles, LWL Hope. Here we're going to be talking about how to have a healthy mindset, just 3 quick points that I reckon are going to be helpful to you. And then I'm going to take a break from doing consecutive live videos. Yep, I'm seeing the numbers go up on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. Arizona, how am I doing? I'm good. I had a hard day today. I've got some back pain that I don't understand why I have it. Had it since Saturday, and not good. So trying to take it easy, and that's kind of something I'm trying to do more and more. And so I'm going to take a little bit of a break for the next couple days on social media. We're in production mode in other things, but thank you for asking. Otherwise, I'm doing well. And I just want to tell you I love you very, very much. And thank you for joining me. Hello, Tallahassee from Florida, Australia. Man, we got some Aussies here, Australia. Look at all these Aussies. Hey, give me like Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. I mean, how many Australians are watching right now? I've never seen that many actually tune in. Miss you guys. I don't know if you guys in Australia saw that last 60 Minutes thing. It's on my website if you haven't seen it, guys. The latest 60 Minutes interview in Australia. Wonderful to see some Aussies. Miss Australia a little bit, especially on the Gold Coast. But happy where I'm at. Just waiting for Facebook Live to clock into about 3,000 people, and then we'll get going. We just want to give some people a couple more minutes because I'm a little early. Colombia, USA, Brazil, Botswana, fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice to see you all. Did you guys see my previous post on Cameo? Give me a thumbs up if you did, or a heart if you did. If you didn't hear about it, you didn't see it, it's on my wall. We've opened up every opportunity for you, your school, your team, your employees, your nonprofit team, your whatever group you're in. A lot of people are needing just a little bit of a personalized Nick Vujicic message that you can get from Cameo. We got 12 in the last 3 hours, and I'm not going to be doing hundreds of them, let me tell you that. So get in quick. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you want the link, check out the last post on the wall on Instagram and Facebook. Great. Wonderful. Hey, can I ask you 2 interesting questions? Can you say to me, who of you has a child? Everyone just type in child. Who of you are parents? I'm so curious. Put in child. I'm so curious how many parents I'm actually speaking to. Is there a lot? I'm seeing hearts go like crazy. Waiting for a child. Good. Child. A lot of parents out there. Okay. A lot of parents out there. Fantastic. And put down the word, I know this sounds so random, but I'm actually curious. I'm not going to ask that question. I'm going to ask, how old is your child? Write down the number, the age of your child. If you have a child, write down the number. I'm just curious. Well, I guess you got more than one, then that it's hard here. Okay, cool. So you got a teenager, 19, 34, 3, kind of all over the shop. 6, 2, 17. Cool. 25, 28. But a lot of you do have children. That's really cool. Not everyone. That's cool. Not everyone has children as God leads. Very cool. All right. Are you guys ready to get into today's message? Are you ready? Here we go. So we're going to be talking about healthy mindset. I'm sorry about your loss, Cindy Williams, about your child. I just want everyone to know that we all go through different struggles and trials, and I'm not going to lie to you. There are some very difficult decisions that I have to make on a business level this week, and it's very difficult. But when coronavirus and the dominoes started falling for me in the speaking industry, it's difficult to make best decisions when you're not at your best mindset. And so the first thing is give yourself some time with, first of all, feeling what you're feeling, embracing what you're embracing, accepting. I think that all in shock and grief, those emotions, if you bottle them up and you don't face them and you don't deal with them, later on it will harm you. And so to make sure that doesn't happen, talk to someone, maybe get counseling, just do what you think is best for you. For me, I'm a man of prayer and faith. There were times when in crisis that I didn't even know the words in how to pray. But prayer for me is important. Having people pray for me is important. So that's number one, to deal with it, to face it, to embrace it, and to give yourself time. When you get through those emotions and going on that roller coaster of even sometimes panic attacks, when you get through it, you can't now live in should've, could've, would've. Once you've accepted where you're at, and reframing now expectations, reframing now not what you wish you now had, but what do you really have to leverage all the way. It's really interesting. Some people think that living life to the max, or living life to its fullest capacity or potential is when we have more to do more. If I waited for more to do more, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And so the secret here is accepting what you have and doing the best with what you have in your hands. And not everyone is on the same plane level, if you will. But we all have something, and not just knowledge and understanding and experience and lessons learned from difficult things, but to have a healthy mindset. One of the things that cloud us is the should've, could've, would've. If I only had this now, then this could happen. So it's not, first of all, how to build a healthy mindset. It's to make sure that we're also putting away those negative aspects and those negative thoughts that are clouding our mind, that disable us and cripple us and actually are not productive at all. And number 3, it would be get going. Get productive. Do something. My Uncle Bata actually just said, it's better to have courage and do something and fail than to do nothing and fail. And it's true. Even if failure comes, we know that just sitting and giving up, that is a conclusion in our own mind, a self-condemnation of that's it, I'm throwing in the towel. And I could have done that many times. And I actually tried to attempt suicide. And there are many of us who maybe think of maybe this is just too much. Well, it's just meaning that it's another chapter that's beginning because one has ended. We talked about that last time, and I don't want to harp on that. But you got to be courageous. You know, when you look at your children, when you look at your family, that's why we get up in the morning, to provide for our family. You know, when you're a parent, you're just going to do whatever you can do. For yourself, you need to believe in yourself. How to self-love, to give yourself a chance. So many motivational speakers could speak to you and inspire you, but in the end, you've got to make those decisions yourself. And you got to make those choices. You got to do those actions. You got to do those steps. And many of us say, well, I don't know what to do. Well, make a plan. Do your research. There's so much free content out there. And come up with a plan of action, and then take one little step at a time. Only if you could do, 3 things a day towards your goal. Look, you might need a side job on the side to keep going, but, write down your goal, write down your dream, and take small steps towards that. A healthy mindset is to remind yourself that your world is not collapsing. Just because coronavirus has put the world on standstill, it doesn't change anything in who you are. And it's not going to stop me. My life from here might look different, but it's not going to stop me. Don't let it stop you. Don't get taken out by corona. It's just a disease. Whether 100,000 or 1 million or 10 million people die, it's sad, it's brutal, it's tragic. But for the most part, we won't be affected. And so we now need to learn how to pivot and say, okay, this is what's going on. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. Talk to someone. Write out a list of the things that you have going for you. Write out a list of the things that you are thankful for. Write out a dream or goal or a bucket list, and start putting your focus on those things for the long term. Let's go back to our long-term goals when our short-term doesn't seem to make sense. And you're like, Nick, but that sounds crazy. If my short-term goals are not going to make sense, then how does my long-term make sense at all? Well, I don't know, but do something. Because when you have that in your mindset and you're active and you're trying, at least you're trying. And when you take little bit by bit and you did, let's say, 10 different things and only one took, it's like planting seeds. You don't know what seeds are going to take. Some seeds are going to be, in some places that, didn't hit, no water or whatever, taken by the bird. Maybe they grow root and then, shallow soil. It's like the proverb in the Bible. But it's not about waiting to see if this happens, then I'll see. It's do everything you can so you've done everything you can. In a spiritual sense, in a family sense, and in a business sense. Do everything you can. And so, and then see what happens. And not saying see what happens, whatever, but this is not the last obstacle you've gone through. This is not the last crisis the world has gone through. So keep on going, and be inspired. Intentionally don't feed your mind entertaining things that don't teach you anything or don't move you or don't inspire you. Move away from the stupid horror films and, great if you have a TV show that you like. Or I'm not saying stop that, but what I want you to know is feed your mind and your heart inspirational things. Read a different book that you haven't read that you want to emanate towards. Now you're like, man, I just wish I knew more about financial literacy. Man, I wish I knew more about this or that. Figure that out for you and make steps towards that goal outside of the right here, right now, fear-driven moments. So keep on going. And I hope that our podcast, my Nick Vujicic podcast, is going to encourage you. The next episode is actually going to be a release on Monday. And I hope that you've enjoyed the first 2. Please, if you haven't listened to the podcast, I talk about fear. And obviously I touch on depression, anxiety, and a healthy mindset there. I titled it Breaking Out of the Prison of Your Fear, Prison of Fear. And the first one is my story as well. So please go check it out, and I hope that it's encouraging to you. And please go to my YouTube channel for any other inspirational things. Check that out as well. And I love you. I hope that you're doing okay. Take one day at a time. Keep safe, keep healthy, and take one moment, if you will, at a time, if a day seems even overwhelming. We all go through those days, but you're going to get through this as well. All right. Love you. Take care. Bye.